Good morning everybody, it's your pal Martin Metalhead here. I hope you're all going well. Today, what day is it today? It is Thursday the 6th of May 2021. And if you're in England, Wales and Scotland, get to the polls right now. This is what I'm about to do. As an Australian-born British citizen, this is the third time I've voted in an election in the United Kingdom since I came here in 2015. Yeah, like I voted at the general election in 2017 and then the EU election in 2019, and now I'm going to vote for Sadiq Khan to be the Mayor of London. So fingers crossed, Sadiq Khan, that you get another 4 years in office. I'll be praying for you that you win today as I cast my vote, and good luck to everybody else in Scotland and Wales with the voting. Now, many years ago when I lived in Sweden, like this, I walked from my house in Farsta in the south all the way to the North Korean embassy in on the island of Ledingo up in the north, and I think it was at least 15 to 18 kilometers. So today I'm going to go walk from my house in the west of London, sorry, I mean the east, so I keep forgetting what part of London I live in, and I'm going to go all the way to the Jamaican High Commission in Kensington, which is not far from like my new job is. Because hopefully at the end of the year I should be going to Jamaica for a few weeks, and maybe depending on restrictions and quarantines and time, I may go to other Caribbean nations. So let's go. And as this camera runs on AA batteries, I better pack a few. I just voted at my first London mayor election. You know, I've been in London coming up 4 years next month, and normally London mayor elections are held every 4 years. It was supposed to be held last year, but you know, the pandemic pushed everything around. So I voted for Sadiq Khan because, you know, I have a lot of trust and honor in him for what he's been through in his life. You know, he's of Pakistani descent. His ancestors were actually kicked out of India during the whole division of British India at the times. You know, he was born in the United Kingdom. He's a man of many faiths. He will go to Jewish events, Christian events, Muslim events, Hindu events, you know, and he'll pretty much be supportive of everybody. You see, look at that. I'm still in around Tower Hamlets near Smithfield Markets, but I can see the Gherkin and the the Shard all in the distance. So now that I know that I'm pretty closer to London City, you know. Now right here, this is Canary Wharf. All this part of London is so modern, you know. Like I like old school London. So if you like modern buildings, go check out Canary Wharf. Love a good time. Like the building up over there. You see, this time of day I have to carry an umbrella so I can poke the crossing and have to touch it. But look, they've made like a touch-free crossing point. All you have to do is wave your hand, and then it does the trick. Magic. At West India Dock, as was opened in 1800. No, sorry, the building started 1800, then it started 1802. So basically describes, like, you know, a lot of British rule in the Caribbean over there. Oh, look at this. It says, look, trade flourished in this part of East London with especially large quantities of tea, sugar, spices, copper and rum arriving from the West Indies. Yeah. Major trading cities of the world. Wow. See, I didn't even know any about this. I've been in London for many years. Lipton, I mean, everyone drinks Lipton tea these days. From Ceylon, which we all now know as Sri Lanka. You see, sometimes I like to know the time in Sydney, Australia, or Grenada, or Winnipeg, Canada, or even Armenia. So these clocks, they tell you the time in different parts of the world. I mean, there's Alaska, that's broken. Alice Springs, I've never been there, but I've been in Northern Territory. There's Tokyo, Beijing, went there once a couple of years ago. Hong Kong, I was there 5 years ago too. Dhaka, which they spelled it wrong. It should be Dakha. Yeah, or maybe they're talking about Dhaka in like Senegal, Omsk in Russia, Moscow, been there, Cape Town, I've not been there before, but I know a lady's been there. Berlin, I've been there a few times, I've never seen anything of Berlin. London, that's where I am, it's not even lunchtime yet. Rio de Janeiro, I was in Brazil like almost a few years ago. Port of Spain. Oh my god, my friend JR from the New Orleans Spy was actually born in Trinidad. And New York, I lived in New York for a couple of weeks of my life. Guadalajara, that's probably some town in India. And then Honolulu, and then Alaska. So wow. You see, it's getting quite cold here in the Docklands part of London. And I kind of believe like I'm halfway to Kensington somehow. I should be a bit near Whitechapel sometime soon. I got some friends, you know, in the Cambridge Heath part of London to go hang with, like later today. But anyway, like, it's not even lunchtime. And it might rain, but I got my umbrella. And it did rain yesterday, it was really bugging me on the way back. In all corners of London, there's a bit of history. See, 3 firefighters were killed when the Nazis bombed London on the night of the 19th to 20th of March 1941 at this exact location. Now, I don't drink soft drink or anything like that, so I don't drink like iced coffee because of sugar content. But today I thought to myself, look, why don't I have an organic ginger shot? It's got apple, ginger, lemon, and it only had like 7.6 grams of sugar, so not too bad. And basically, the good thing was, it's got like 1 juicy apple, 1 large chunk of ginger, and 1/4 of tangy lemon, all juiced together. None of this like silly concentrate stuff, and you know, much better than having a stupid can of Coca-Cola. Go-kart driving, something I've never done in my life. When I was at school, there was this punk kid called Tyson, and he would say to me, Martin, if you do something really inappropriately, I'll let you come to my birthday party at a go-karting place. And I never did that, but it doesn't matter. I should be able to, you know, drive a go-kart in the next few weeks or so, but you know, I'm not that much of a sporty type of person. It just started to rain around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to do a couple of rads for the business I work for today, and so it was good to see some people who I haven't seen since last year, you know. I went to a charity shop, saw my friend Charlene, haven't seen her since October last year. Saw my friend Sean at his cleaning shop, haven't seen him since December last year. So yeah, it's kind of funny, I'm saying Happy New Year to people I haven't seen since last year, and it's April. You know, I mean, you say Happy New Year to your friends when you see them in the new year, but then sometimes when you don't see your friends until April because of the current climate, then it's just a different situation. Just walking through Whitechapel in Tower Hamlets, and this is where the Bengali community like live. Mostly a mixture of Bengali and you know, people from Bangladesh and the Bengali part of India. There's some really good food here I normally get, but I prefer, you know, to go to a Indian sweet shop and buy some jalebi. You know, it's kind of like a pretzel, and some barfi. That's my favorite Indian sweet. But I'm gonna have to wait till I get home to get my barfi, because I can get it at a supermarket for a good price. Now in Bank part of London, kind of like it's a bit like our Wall Street. Anna Elizabeth are 13 out of Victoria, so it's like from Queen Elizabeth to Queen Victoria. And look, and there's the behind of the Duke of Wellington statue. If you look at these apartment buildings over there, they really do remind me of the ones in like Circular Quay. Yes, because you see, every time I used to walk across the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, I'd always get past this unit, which this guy put a sign out on his window saying "One Way Jesus." You know? So maybe the British had sent this type of building material to Australia, like they always did, you know. This right here is Smithfield Markets. Doesn't look like if they're open or not today, despite restrictions. But no, I'm still in the city of London. I mean, look at those dragons up there. Right here, that is a monument to Albert Prince Consort, Queen Victoria's husband from Germany, born 1819, died 1861. So you gotta remember, like, Queen Victoria, she was a widow for like over 40 years before she died, and was buried side by side in Windsor. Well, I've just been at a Primark to get myself another pair of shoes. Not just shoes, trainers. Yes, a lot of my friends today, they were saying to me, oh, if you're doing a really long walk, about 9 kilometers today, you really should be wearing trainers and not like really whitish dress shoes. So literally the shoes I'm wearing right now, they're fading away, they're breaking down because they're quite cheap material. They're only like £3.50, but these pair of trainers, they'll probably like maybe last me a month, I guess. So normally, all the walking I do, I literally have to buy new shoes every month or so. Like normally I will pick up like 2 pairs of shoes at Primark for like 2 for £8, you know, like just marked down. And then I'll like wear them in, walk around town, do a lot of walking. But you know, when I go to work, I'm wearing gumboots because that saves the sole of my feet. Because you know, I'm standing on my feet all day in the kitchen. So I just need to find a bench to sit down, put these shoes on, and continue my walk. Alright, I'm in walking distance of Hyde Park, so that means I'm closing in on Kensington, you know? Yes. And the funny thing is, I haven't been out to Kensington since January, when I went in to sign a job contract for a job that was supposed to start in January, but the pandemic basically pushed it back to, well, whenever universities are going to reopen. So the kind of street brings back a lot of memories, because there were many times in 2020 or 2018 where I was getting buses here. I used to have to get like a number 8 bus to get to Oxford Circus, and then a 98 to get up to like Willesden Green. And other days I had to get like the 138 or 131 to get out to Hendon. But the last few years were quite easy for me getting home. Just a simple, you know, overground train ride to Walthamstow, or 2 buses to get to Walthamstow. Yes. But I mean, I don't know how I'm going to get home today. Don't know if I'll take the tube, might take the buses, it all depends. I'm about to walk into Hyde Park over there. I'm sorry. The thing right behind me, it's called Marble Arch, and it's got all the flags of the EU nations, even though the United Kingdom left the EU last year in January. So I just don't understand why they still keep it up if we've left the EU. They put it up there because of like unity towards Europe, but then you know what happened. People decided that they didn't want to be part of the EU anymore, and they left. They call it Brexit. Just entered Hyde Park, and I've been coming here since 2011. I always tend to come to Hyde Park at least a few times a year, even if I live in London. I was last here, I would have been in like October last year, yeah. So I was here with this lady Claire, and we saw a duck with a broken foot, and she was like saying, "Oh man, we should call somebody, we should call a police officer, this duck's foot is broken," and all that. I'm like, but you know, there's no animal welfare officers around nearby, so what are you gonna do? Maybe that duck died peacefully in Hyde Park, and his carcass was eaten up by foxes. Oh, look who it is, it's Mr. and Mrs. Squirrel. Oh, there's another one under there. Oh, God, it's Chip and Dale. Oh, that's who it is. Oh yeah. What? Do you? What? I don't have any nuts. I forgot to buy nuts today. I'm sorry. These squirrels are quite amusing. You know, you actually hand feed them, but you'll be careful. If they bite you, they might have rabies. Like the silly things I've fed squirrels in the last couple of years: M&Ms with peanuts, chewing gum, chips. You know, they pretty much just eat anything, I guess. Matter of fact, sometimes I'll even bury it in the ground for later. Wait, that's my cat call. Must be mating season. These geese or ducks are acting really aggressive, wild, you know. And the good thing was, like, it even tells you what animals to look out for. Even look, beetles, song thrush, knapweed, bumblebees, goldfinches, owls, woodpeckers, wood mouses, painted lady butterflies, crab spider. Oh, look, there's even a little spider right here. Which, I'm not gonna hurt you, you're gonna live. Well, I've done my 9-mile walk today, or 15 kilometers, as what you would say in Australia or other countries with kilometers. So the Jamaican High Commission, it's right behind my right shoulder, right there. Certainly they didn't have the flag flying, which it's a wrong thing not to do if your consulate is open. But you know, probably somebody forgot to put the flag out today, as usual. So that gave me some inspiration that I will get to Jamaica in the next few months or so, hopefully for my 36th birthday coming up in November. Because you gotta remember, like last year I had my birthday in Serbia, the year before that Suriname, 2018 I was in London, 2017 I was in Georgia and London on the same day, and 2016 I was in Siberia. So I always plan to have my birthday in a different country every year, no matter what's going on in my life. I mean, I had to leave London early last year in November to avoid the second lockdown, so I wouldn't be stuck in the United Kingdom and miss my opportunity to turn 35 in Serbia. So, I'm going to end the vlog now here in South Kensington, not far from my new job, which I'll be starting in the next few weeks. This is Martin the Metalhead, over and out.